Good afternoon, it's Wednesday the 16th of July and I'm up on the Lisnabreeny road, which is up near Lagan College, and it's up in the Castlereagh Hills, and I'm just going to take you on a little tour of the former American military cemetery up here. Very few people actually know that this cemetery existed at one time here, and the Castlereagh Council have actually reinstated the cemetery. Well, not reinstated, but they've done the place up as a wee sort of a garden of remembrance to the American troops who met their death through one means or another while on tour in Northern Ireland just during the Second World War. And here we have the board giving you information about these American soldiers. It says this site was once the resting place of 148 American servicemen who died in Northern Ireland during the Second World War. Now, some of them were killed in road accidents and of various other accidents. And before they were taken back home to America, they were buried here. This was a hive of military activity, especially American military activity. What do I see what it says? First American troops arriving in Belfast in 1942. Cemetery was opened in 1943, and the guys were buried here before they were shipped out to America, to their home towns. That included US Army, Navy, but most were members of the Air Force that died. They died from natural causes, road accidents and air accidents. Cemetery closed in 1948, and the remains of those that were not repatriated to the US at their families' request now lie in Cambridge American Cemetery Memorial in England. And these guys were the embalmers. The cemetery grounds were carefully maintained. The graves were laid out in neat rows of 25. A whitewashed driveway lined with cherry trees led from the red bricked entrance to the grave plots. There was a flagstaff at the end of the drive, and the American flag was raised every morning to a bugle fanfare. Above the funeral of Private Steve Fallon at Lisnabreeny, who died on the 3rd of May 1944, and you can see them giving a gun salute there. And here we have a very interesting photograph. It's the base as it was up here. It says an aerial view of Lisnabreeny in 1940, and showing the cemetery in the lower field. There it is. There's the cemetery. It's quite well filled, with a road leading to the British anti-aircraft artillery AAA battery across Rocky Road at the top. So there's the anti-aircraft battery that was stationed up here. The Nissan huts which housed the AA crew and their support personnel are on the top left, so that's them there. So a wee bit of history, folks. You can see why this spot was actually chosen as a defensive position for the anti-aircraft guns. German bombers obviously made their way over this direction and were heading for the shipyard down below us. And there's the memorial, sort of splendid memorial to the American forces that lived and died at Lisnabreeny, former American military cemetery, Lisnabreeny. So there you go, 1943 to 1948. And here's the view. No flag flying, but it does fly on various occasions. And there's the view on over to the Black Mountain and Divis and Cave Hill. And there's a plane heading out somewhere, as some of these guys who died here flew around in these skies around me. The aircraft battery would have been, I believe, across the road here somewhere. So I must search that out. It's quite fitting that I'm up here on a US Nighthawk motorbike, which actually comes all the way from America. It's an American import, and very good it is too. Japanese, of course. Well, hope you enjoyed that wee trip around the cemetery memorial. There's Ballylumford away in the distance, and the aircraft, anti-aircraft battery would have been somewhere in this field here, I presume. Or maybe the next door one, I'm not too sure. And looking over at the gates of Integrated School Lagan College, and then further on up onto the Castlereagh Hills. Lovely place to be. And sad that there had to be a cemetery here at all. That guys give their lives to fight for liberty and justice for others. Might they all rest in peace.